Previously on Camp Bennett.
Go, 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 go! Get down on it. Welcome to college, son. Welcome to college, Big Cole.
It's heck. Hot, your body be drained. It's like boot camp.
How tall are you? Ho, how tall are you? 5'8" on a good day. In your cleats.
I've always been undersized. I've never been the biggest person, but I've always had a big heart.
I'm 6'5". I weigh 320. I'm 6'5", 320. You got any feist in you, Mo?
Getting like that. Getting like that.
Get like that. Y'all watching a movie? Y'all watching a movie.
Horror movie.
We don't want to peek too soon. We don't want to peek too soon.
It's getting closer and closer to the real thing. Each scrimmage is treated like game day.
Ram. One-on-one. Ready? Break.
Ram.
Check. Over. G.
And the coaches aren't fooling around. A polite request to no longer put play calls for broadcast. A look at web traffic shows that some CCU opponents' towns are enjoying the Camp Bennett series just like you are at home.
We're in overtime. We played okay, but right now we're going to find out who wants it the most. You understand? We're going to find out who wants it the most. This right here is for the championship. This is for the championship. Play it like it's for the championship. That's what it is. Today's game day. It's morning time, and some of y'all, oh, God, I'm a little tired. We got to treat every day like it's the most important day. And today is game day. And we're in overtime, so be in the moment. Everybody understand that? Be in the moment.
Eric O'Neal was the face of the CCU rushing attack for the past 4 years. In scrimmage number 2, we saw a glimpse of what the running back core is capable of in 2011. Bucky Kennedy made a strong impression in camp with plays like this as he tries to work his way up the depth chart. Sophomore Aaron Jones found the end zone twice in the second scrimmage. Jones, along with Marcus Whitener and Jeremy Height, are the trio that will divide up the carries to start. The running back core is quite comfortable working as a committee and willing to play the hot hand on Saturdays in the fall.
Ultimately, I'm proud of all the backs, and all the backs are to be trusted. We feel as if we can put anybody out on the field in any situation. We'll all get the same job done, get the same result. And if, one of us busts out, we're right there on the sideline ready for him to come over and celebrate that touchdown.
Marcus Whitener is right now going into our first game week. We'll be running number 1. And also Jeremy Height, who's had a very good camp. They'll be alternating with the ones. Bucky Kennedy, Travis Small, Aaron Jones have also had a good camp. So we're just working in, and according to the plays and positioning on the fields, we'll work those guys in.
Video coordinator Louis Francois oversees the eyes in the sky that capture every moment of CCU football on the field. Thanks to great organization and technology, the coaching staff always has film as soon as they walk off the practice field.
Got about 7 student assistants, have a full-time intern, a full-time volunteer, and those guys come out, they do a great job. And basically what happens during practice is I'm usually in here. I'll start practice inside, and they'll bust these cards over to me, these little SD cards, and basically we just load them into the laptop. It goes in. Doesn't take a long time at all for it to recognize all the plays. And then from here, we just grab them, we drop them into these little folders, and we just start publishing. And the turnaround time for practice, as soon as practice is done, basically the coaches can just walk into the field house and they start watching practice.
You don't want to go indoors, do you?
Nah, not today. We need this day. Had the night off last night. Need to go get some good work today. Definitely. Man, how does it rain when we got practice scheduled, like 3 o'clock?
For the second time in camp, the Chanticleers were forced indoors to CCU's new baseball indoor hitting facility. With a turf field, the team made the best use of every inch of the 40 by 40 yard space. At Camp Bennett, you always have to be ready to improvise.
How does it feel to be the human tripod?
It's just part of the job, Not out here to help, Whatever help the team.
I can't get no taller.
You got to take one for the team sometimes, that's all. Help the team get better. Got to have film study.
Aaron Jones, got an OL, nice job. Hey, Aaron, you know what I'm going to tell you? Still, you can run lower. Watch it on film.
Film study is a staple of camp. Whether it's practice reps or scrimmage, the players have everything they do during camp under the microscope as a learning tool to improve.
We meet once or twice a day in camp to go over film to correct any mistakes, whether it's assignments or technique, and always looking for ways to get better.
On this Jamie Childers throwaway, it looks like nothing good came out of it from the offensive standpoint. But running backs coach Keith James had praise for Travis Small's role in the play.
Got one cut right here, gets up, running, cut him again. Good job. That's what you want to do.
Here's wide receiver Jamal Boswell picking up a 12-yard gain on this nice catch. But in the film room, wide receivers coach Maurice Drayton shows how it could have been even better.
Right there, where you start breaking it, right? You should be coming flat down this line and watch what happens. You see how deep you are? And then when that ball is in the air, you're drifting away from it. So imagine if I'm here and I step to the ball. I'm about where my pointer is. Now that gives you much more separation to make a move and to get vertical.
Each position coach grades film to their standards. Defensive line coach Jamel Smith shows how he comes up with grades for the defensive linemen.
How we go about grading it is we take all the plays. We take all the plus plays from the total plays, okay? And then we divide our plus plays divided by our total plays, and that gives us a percentage. I just want to know, where's my feist at? Sally, you did a great job today, man. Did a great job today. Anything above 80%, 75%, 80%, anything above that is a good grade for us. So as you can see, he got 95% right here, which is outstanding. Chad McPhail got 89%. That's outstanding for us. So those guys, we know those guys are taking care of their responsibilities, and then these guys are making plays for us.
Pick it up. What was that great horse's name?
Secretariat?
Secretariat! We need some secretariat! We'll take a Seabiscuit.
In the final days of camp, strength and conditioning coach Brian Gabriel has been pushing the tempo with extra running to build conditioning.
Orel, set! Go! Come on, sprint through, sprint through!
There's a price to being great. Everybody wants to be great, do you not? I think everybody wants to be great. Are you willing to make the sacrifice to be great? That means when we run sprints, you bust your rear end. You get in phenomenal shape.
The final two-a-day of camp brought the last dose of discipline. 3 players were late for meetings, earning them some time in the famed sand pit. But once again, the subtle signs of leadership emerged. For each punished player, there were 3 teammates there for support. It's one thing to show your support. It's another thing to do the same drills.
It shows me how much, they love us, how much of a family we are. One of us get in trouble, it's like all of us get in trouble. So he's just looking out for us as a brother.
Don't be late for practice. Don't be late for practice. Even if you leave PCO equipment, don't be late, because they're going to punish you anyway. I don't got nobody to blame but myself. Should have came out prepared, so it's a learning experience. All I know is I don't want to be back out here again, unless I'm helping out one of my brothers.
That's good leadership, Best type of leadership is servant leadership. And by them giving of their energy to do extra work, even though they weren't late to practice, is a great example for these young men. So hopefully they won't be late again.
Following the tough morning practice, CCU seniors got the first look at Coastal's new uniforms in 2011.
Oh, I love it. I feel more athletic with this jersey on. I feel like Superman.
Hey, I'm loving it, man. I'm loving this new stuff. New us, new jerseys, new team.
Let's get it up! Get it up!
With the students arriving on campus, 4 CCU seniors passed on an afternoon nap to help incoming freshmen move into their new college homes.
We know the stress. We all seniors right here in this little group that we're doing it with, but we all know the little stress that comes with moving in first day. So we just kind of want to show everybody that, you know, it's a friendly environment. We're all here as one.
There she is.
Hi.
Look, these guys said, can we help you? I said, why am I killing myself? Her husband is in the military, and she's moving her daughter in. Isn't that sweet? We come to help. Man.
Thank you.
Third floor.
It was awesome. They're God sent. Y'all root for your team. They're awesome. Go Coastal.
Just like the players, the coaches are away from their families during camp. Coaches Curtis Walker and Maurice Drayton have both had their sons around during the past 3 weeks.
Oh, yeah, definitely. He helps me get through camp. You know, a lot of people don't realize it, but this is, you know, our livelihood and is our business. He eats based upon how these guys play. So it's also good for our guys to see that from a couple standpoints. One, to see a father mentoring his child, and two, they need to realize at the end of the day, if we don't do what we need to do, it could be 11 families out on the street, and that's the way we have to approach our job.
It's always great to have a chance to spend a little time with them. Both of them begged me this morning, Coach, we got one last day. Can we come out one last day, Dad, before we go back to school? And I said, man, sure. And just to have them here with me is always a pleasure.
Tight end David Duran's routine is like every other player. Up early in the morning, going nonstop until late in the evening. Duran closes out his night with a visit to his girlfriend's house for a late-night supper.
I assist in the kitchen, I should say. Margot cooks for the most part, but I try to help out when I can. She's been pretty awesome making me food after each day of practice, so it's been quite a blessing.
David Duran came over my house. I was at work, and he came over one day. He went apparently shopping and got me some beautiful flowers so that when I came home from work, he would know that I loved him. Margot Lauren Nigerian, a.k.a. the most amazing girlfriend ever. I won't read what's inside. It's probably a little too sappy, but he's an amazing man. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Margot had no idea I was a football player or anything, so that's one thing that really attracted me to her, was that she didn't care about football, so I thought that was very cool.
The Casanova side of David Duran is having no ill effect on the gridiron side.
He's not only just an All-American tight end, he's an All-American man off the field too, so he's really a joy to be around and coach.
Duran and Margot Nigerian teamed in the kitchen last season to help bribe the CCU quarterbacks.
Yeah, we were playing Stony Brook, and it was a tough game for most of the game for us. And this was late in the game, and there's a couple of routes when I felt like I was wide open, and I guess the quarterbacks just didn't see me, but I came to the sideline and I told Jamie Childers, I said, tomorrow I'm baking cookies and bringing them in to the quarterbacks just to remind them, you know, who I am, and with a tasty treat, maybe that'll entice them to throw me the ball. So the next day, me and Margot went out and got some cookies, Halloween theme for the season, and baked them. I brought them in the next day, gave them to the coaches, or to Coach Brown and the quarterbacks, and said, you know, don't forget about me, guys. So thought it was a nice way to just kind of remind them that they got a big tight end running down the field they can throw the ball to every once in a while.
And if I recall, pretty early in that Gardner-Webb game, you got into the end zone.
I did. I don't know if it was the cookies or what it was, but something sat in their mind and they remembered, you know, so they got me a pass on a play action for a touchdown.
Duran brings a professional attitude both in the locker room and on the practice field. It's no surprise that he's handling the attention from NFL scouts in stride.
It's cool to kind of get, I guess, some recognition for working hard and, you know, the NFL is obviously a dream that tons of guys have. So it's cool to get a little recognition for that. But I found with myself, anytime you start thinking ahead instead of thinking at where you're currently at, you can kind of get tripped up a little bit. So I do my best. Yeah, it's cool to talk to people or to see guys at practice, but most important thing is just to focus right now, be the best player I can be, and worry about all that when the season's over with. I ask that you use this food to nourish and strengthen our bodies. Please be with us throughout this night and through all day tomorrow, Lord. In your name I pray, amen.
Amen.
What is training camp from a girlfriend's perspective?
It's hard. I don't get to see him a lot, but at the same time I think it's good because the times that I do see him, it's really, really great.
I'm not a real vocal, rah-rah kind of guy, but I have no problem, saying something if I feel it needs to be said. And I think a lot of my leadership goes behind the scenes. Like, players don't always see it, coaches don't always see it, but I feel like I do a good job of leading guys on our team, and that's something I'm trying to continue to get better at, is building a relationship with guys and just being a good leader for our team.
David Duran makes a mean turkey taco, and he's looking to cook up an All-American senior season to close out his college career. Camp Bennett, all access at CCU Training Camp, is brought to you with limited commercial interruption from the Britton Law Firm. A special thanks to Tommy Britton and his partners, Mary Madison Britton Langway, Preston Britton, and Case Britton, for their support of Coastal Carolina football.
Hello, I'm Tommy Britton. Along with my children, Case, Preston, and Mary Madison, I practice law here in Myrtle Beach. We're now known as the Britton Law Firm. We're all graduates of Wofford College, but we're great supporters of David Bennett, Coastal Carolina football, and the great university Coastal Carolina has become. It's been a pleasure over the years to sponsor this program, the Britton Law Firm, all claims, trials in all courts.
This episode of Camp Bennett is brought to you with limited commercial interruption from C.L. Benton & Sons and Osprey Marina. The Benton family hopes you enjoy the season at James C. Benton Field at Brooks Stadium. Thanks to the Benton family for supporting the Coastal Carolina football program.
Let's get it going! Okay, that didn't quite work how I wanted it to work, but they paid me to be here, so I got a couple more things I want to try.
The tradition of the last night of camp is the freshman talent show.
Something about the main cheese. Oh! Something about the main cheese. It is the sweetest.
The CCU newcomers went the musical route for the most part. The most impressive performance, an original song written and performed by defensive back Rick Rivers. For 3 Sundays during camp, the Chanticleers attended services at 3 different Grand Strand churches. The final stop was at Barefoot Church in North Myrtle Beach.
We were honored to get the call that CCU even wanted to be here and the football team. And so when we heard they were coming, we just said, you know what, we really want to honor the team. We want to honor the coaches. And so we said, no, let's don't do what's normal. We want to go above and beyond with our hospitality.
And each church took on the task of feeding the entire CCU football team.
God is good, Rich. Well, I mean, we came to church as a team together, hear the word, talk about leadership and everything in the church services, talk about you have to be worthy to God and everything. And all that correlates into playing on the football field and helps us out a lot.
Left, right, left.
Camp would come to a close on a Sunday with a late afternoon scrimmage, rescheduled at Brooks Stadium after an isolated thunderstorm the previous night.
That's when high quality H2O.
The beating and banging in head-to-head combat was finally taking its toll. Wide receiver Ronnie Moses suffered a high ankle sprain in the final scrimmage. The same fate for defensive end Chris Thomas.
Got one banged up over there with a high ankle sprain, another one banged up. Guess what happens when one gets wounded? Tell them, Coach Mo, what happens? Close ranks, and we move on.
In the final overtime simulation, it was one more chance to make an impression in game-time situations. Freshman tight end John Mosley caught this touchdown pass from Cody Craig, a great way to end his first college training camp.
Camp was tough, but I'm excited for the season to start, and I'm excited for our first game against Furman.
Wilting during another hot and humid day, Camp Bennett finally came to a close.
Great camp. We came together, and bonded as a team, competed against each other, so hopefully the results show out when the season starts.
Following the scrimmage, the coaches went through each play and then turned their attention to the roster. At its peak, the Chanticleers used to be able to carry a roster of 120, but in 2011, Coastal can only carry 100 players on its roster.
44, 45, 46, 47, 48. That's why we can come.
Here's the other deal on this. If they don't make that decision soon enough, I don't know if he's good enough to jump that class.
50, and we're not going to get 50. How many specialists you going to keep?
Specialists out there right now, we got about, we got 7.
So your count's 100.
You count. Yep.
We're over right now. We're over right now on our count. We got to cut people from that list.
Moses was going hard, wasn't he, before he got hurt?
Yeah, he had a very good camp.
He sure did, man. We know he can really play. We need Floyd to come on, too. Wesley had a good camp. Boz, just keep him healthy.
And then there's the million-dollar question, the one answer every Coastal fan wants answered. Who won the starting quarterback battle? Aramis Hillary showed the vocal leadership and playmaking ability. Jamie Childers showed his athleticism and the flexibility to run back and forth between quarterback and tight end. So who will be the starter?
We want the answer, too. Again, Jamie's done some really good things this camp. Aramis started out strong in the camp, but Kevin and I have talked about it. We're going to be ready to play both of them. Who starts? To us, it doesn't matter. To people that are coming, it might matter, but to us, it doesn't matter because whoever starts, the other one's going to be ready to go at any given time.
And that's like Coach says, both of those guys got to prepare like they're the starters. And then once we make a decision later on next week or how practice goes during the week, we'll make that decision and who practices the best and who will get to go out there first. But both of them got to prepare like they're the starters.
It doesn't matter what the timetable is for the media or the fans. David Bennett and Kevin Brown will make the call on their own schedule, even if it's right before kickoff. Right now, no one knows the answer. And that goes for the Furman Paladins, too. This episode of Camp Bennett is being brought to you with limited commercial interruption by Creek Rats in Murrells Inlet. A special thanks to Creek Rats for being a sponsor of the David Bennett Show for the past 8 years.
College football fans, head to Creek Rats in Florence and Murrells Inlet. Enjoy your favorite college team on HD flat screens on the waterfront decks. Food and drink specials for every game. Creek Rats, great view, great food, the coldest drinks, and great college football.
Coastal Carolina football season tickets are on sale now. The Chanticleers are set to defend their Big South Championship, but we need your support. We've got a ticket package to fit any budget. Don't miss head coach David Bennett and the Chanticleers as they open the season September 3rd against in-state rival Furman. Season tickets on sale now. Call the Chanticleer ticket office at 347-TICKS or log on to GoCCUSports.com. Make it Chanticleer. You support Coastal Carolina football.
This is Akeem Wesley's helmet. Look at that pretty shield. Look at the clear, nice, smooth rubber coating right there on that. You won't see that on an offensive lineman's helmet. Look at here. Look, this has just been reconditioned right before camp, but look at this. Look at that. Look at the metal coming. Beaver's going to have to come in here and replace this thing. Offensive linemen, you said it earlier, Rich, they go at it every day. Contact about every single day. A lot of aspirin for the offensive lineman. Here's the Feist, Jeffrey Sally. Johnny, yours don't look as beat up as Jeffrey's.
Camp is camp, man. I mean, you got to do it to get where we want to go. You know what I'm saying? Camp is time for bonding, you know what I'm saying, getting plays down and everything else. Camp creates the season pretty much. You know what I'm saying? How we doing camp is going to be the outcome of our season.
And you thought it was a good camp?
Yes, sir. I think it was a great camp. I think we got closer. I know some guys hit the playbook and guys are smarter than ever. Chapman Field, I'm saying, great leader. He stood out. Jeffrey Sally, amazing kid. You know what I'm saying? Amazing story behind him. Work hard. The D-line has come a long way, man. I mean, I think last year, I'll admit, I think we were one of the weaker units of our defense, but I think it's going to be a big year for us. It's going to be a big year for this team.
You know, there's an old saying, you shoot for the moon and might get some stars along the way, and that's what I think this group of young men, they're going to try to do this season.
Camp is over.
For 18 days, we focused all our attention on getting ready for the season.
It wasn't easy,
but it was worth it.
We got better and we got closer.
The hard work isn't over. It's just beginning.
Last year we were 2-5, and a lot of people gave up on us.
We didn't, and we became champions.
But that doesn't matter now.
It's time to continue the Coastal Carolina football legacy.
To take this program where it hasn't been yet.
We'll do it for our coaches, our families, and our true fans who have always had our back.
There will be bumps along the road.
But we're sticking together, no matter what.
We believe in every person in our family.
Believing is a powerful force, and it will fuel us through the good times and bad.
On the first day of camp, we made a vow to stay hungry.
This has been a presentation of WPDE Sports. For more local sports, log on to CarolinaLive.com. Camp Bennett is brought to you with limited commercial interruption by HTC, proud sponsors of the David Bennett Show for the past 8 years.
With my HTC wireless phone, I'm always connected to the world around me. Whether it's simple everyday things like a call from a friend, a text from my daughter, or even an update to my Facebook status while I'm out and about, HTC connects me with the things that mean the most.
HTC is your wireless headquarters for back to school. Get 3 months of HTC residential high-speed internet free with new HTC wireless service.
HTC. This is life. Connect with it.
College football fans, head to Creek Rats in Florence and Merle's Inlet. Enjoy your favorite college team on HD flat screens on the waterfront decks. Food and drink specials for every game. Creek Rats, great view, great food, the coldest drinks, and great college football.